Oh, you use your feet. Okay.
So this is part 2, 2 hours in.
Cigarette. My
Still
body needs to be wasted on this
Sunday,
cigarette.
January 17th, 2016. At about 18:13, and Deghani and Beals are doing their best to do push-ups right now. The rest of us are just kind of digging around. Welcome to Pathfinder, hosted Zachary Judkins' house.
Are you recording? Did you start re-recording?
Yeah, I recorded a second session, it was 2 hours in.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
God, I'm so freaking strong. I don't even feel anything since those Superman versions. You guys are... Oh!
Alright, so the title of the second part will be Superman Push-Up.
Fucking wrestling.
The Macho Man?
Yeah.
I guarantee I can beat all of you at wrestling.
Hobbs, you can't do this. No!
Dude, it still jiggles a little bit.
Hobbs, I guarantee you I can beat any of you in wrestling, though.
Yeah!
Macho Man, Randy Savage?
Anyway, now that we're all breathing heavy and sweating, can we play Pathfinder now?
I don't know. I got a bunch of math to do, and I don't know what to do.
Wait, who ate all the cheese?
Any questions?
I don't know.
I feel like it was probably you. Probably.
No.
Probably me, because I love sharp cheddar. Extra sharp cheddar.
That was what I thought.
There you go.
I don't think I ate it all.
I ate all the cheese.
Who here is Hey, who here is sad that Yates is gone? Not me.
Nobody. I hate that guy. I messed up that guy's truck.
Good.
Yeah, and you know, the way he told that story, I just thought it was super fucking hilarious. Because it was like, crunch. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Forward, 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 crunch, 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 crunch.
I don't have it.
Fuck. I just bought that yesterday.
What? It's in the
Jacket,
closet.
you took your, oh, that's right.
No, my undershirt.
What color was it?
Gray long john.
Oh, there it is.
Is it tiny? It's mine.
It's probably tiny.
It's probably yours.
It's okay. Tiny
You want to
menu.
lay him out?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Tiny menu night. It's okay.
I used to be tiny like you guys, then I got fat.
I know, you used to be freaking...
Yeah, I remember.
You were definitely, when I met you, you weren't tiny like us, but you were a lot smaller.
I'm the smallest of all of you.
You're in opposite world.
You're right. I'm 300 pounds.
I'm 220.
I already drank all that. Joke's on you, got so many.
What's with my dad?
You can tell me no matter who you are.
5. I'm 5.
I never use that pull-up bar, ever.
You should.
While you were gone, I used that every day. Every time I walked past it, I did 5 pull-ups.
It was not even set up when I moved out.
And I put it up when you moved out.
I know.
You know the one most important item every American man should own?
A gun.
A pull-up bar. Because then you always have tickets to the gun show.
Yeah, but you still have to pay $10 for it.
I don't have to have tickets to a gun I own.
Some people don't like working out their forearms because they're like fucking Popeye and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Preston!
Would you like to see?
Ugh.
Gross.
No, I don't, because I've met that guy and it's not cool.
Whoa, man.
Right?
You get, well,
disgusting.
actually, believe it or not, depending on how you turn your fist, you can adjust the angle. No, that's not what I mean.
He's turning his whole arm.
Check it out. Look at me. Look at me. You change the way the muscles show.
Look at me!
It's only because he's pretty.
I'm looking at you, Hobbs. I'm
Got it.
witnessing you.
What are you drinking?
Whatever the hell it is, if it's not water, you're not drinking it.
That's all I want to know.
Hey, give me one of them energy drinks.
Monster or...
Whichever one is strongest.
I don't know, that's pretty debatable between Monster and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you got a point.
Well, you're getting your energy from different sources.
Yeah.
Monster will last
I
longer.
want you to at least hydrate.
Unless you
That one's my last one.
shotgun it.
For tomorrow.
And you crack hard.
So I really just want to ask everybody,
Fucking grandpa.
are the ice cubes worth the effort?
Yes, I like
Yes.
All right.
No.
Fuck you.
How much was the effort?
Basically, I put them in. 5 hours later, I checked on them.
I mean, that's really no effort.
Almost none.
They're literally only frozen water.
Hey, Deghani, I can do that.
Yeah. Nice shoulders.
Yeah. I can do
Hey, me too. Do you guys need to catch any bears?
No.
Cause I got trapped. God damn it, I'm good at everything. God, I hate my life.
You're gonna lose your voice.
Dude, do you know how much cat pee is soaked in that?
What?
Yeah. Hey, Jacobus.
His,
You know how much cat pee is soaked in that?
voice, like no other.
Understand what
She
you're
sounded like a dude.
That Pizzo looks like a dude.
Why is that?
Pizzo looks like a dude.
Haha, she does.
More dude. Now she hasn't got a horse's voice. She got bigger dick than you do? Because that'd be hilarious.
She has a bigger dick than Jonah Falcon. She has a bigger dick than Jonah Falcon.
OG Mudbone.
Haha, clitoris.
15-inch stone.
Jonah
Like-
Falcon has the biggest dick in the world.
14.5.
13?
Yeah, but it's like 3 inches wide.
Good God.
That's terrifying.
Bridge breaker!
That's the kind of thing where only lesbians just to challenge themselves would actually have sex with.
Yeah.
That sounds actually pretty... I'd be bummed
Actually,
out.
that sounds pretty
he
par for
hates
the
it.
course for Landry.
Who?
Landry. It sounds pretty par for the course for Landry.
Who the fuck is Landry?
You remember Landry?
Of course you know Landry.
AE2? You know,
Got her tooth knocked out by a
Two's knocked out.
Oh, yeah, Whispers.
Command
Yeah.
bicycle number 3?
Yeah, I remember her. She was Hisses.
Yeah.
I called her Hiss.
Dude, it was so funny. She
Come on,
thought you were
buddy.
retarded.
Push this.
What?
And she
Look with
literally
it.
thought you were retarded.
Ouch.
That's most people.
And she had no right to talk.
Ouch.
Well,
Yeah.
she was just fucking ditzy.
Yeah. And
Like, she was stupid, but she wasn't retarded.
The
I don't
worst
like
thing
how
was,
people think I'm actually retarded.
It's the way you act, Judd. That's all it is. Because what is perception?
Everything.
Reality. Okay, thanks, Dr. Phil.
Fuck. He's not a real doctor.
I know.
He is. Yeah, that's
PhD in something
In
quite
cock
other-
sucking.
Other than Dr. Tree.
I love that Dr. Phil monotony.
That is so
on this.
I'm sorry. What's up? So, what are you having trouble with?
Everything.
Shut up.
Like what?
Who made God?
Stop.
Concentrating in general.
First of all, that's way too loud.
Who made God?
The person who wrote the book.
Ouch.
Who made God?
The person who wrote the
You
book.
Wow,
were
way to
cool
just
with waiting
dissolute
until,
face.
Tuesday. Like you come.
Dissolute
You're an
is not
in.
even
You
a
don't do
word.
shit. You just come
It
to
is.
the shop and just make a character.
Day shift or night shift?
Swim shift. So I'll be there until 8 o'clock.
That guy that wrote him.
Who can Florida?
There were several guys.
Or
Yeah.
no, I should be there until
God is dead.
God, how can someone be dead if
Seven,
nothing is
yeah.
alive?
God doesn't exist.
Hobbs, I think you're having a crisis.
Dude, my life is a crisis. God is dead.
Uh,
What's with his wallet?
I love that. Did you say let's look at this horse?
Walrus!
Oh, the death metal walrus?
Have you ever looked up the band K9?
No.
Their vocalist is 2 Pitbull.
Like,
what?
I swear to God. Look up K9.
God is dead, but your look up is worthless. Look at that butt.
I like butts. Look at that butt. I like butts. Good butt. I like butts.
That's a dumb butt.
I like butts.
Siliconebutt.tumblr.com. You're welcome.
Dude, I like Tumblr.
Hey, is there anybody here into hentai?
Yeah, I love
In
hentai.
middle school I was, and then I thought about it, and I was like, this is literally pointless.
I love
Life is
hentai.
literally pointless.
I got off twice a day.
I see in real life.
I can't. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
I got off twice a day.
You know what?
doing
I
hentai.
really, really appreciate what you are. You know, this
I will give
I don't
someone
really want that, but I can't get there
$50
yet.
if they can find
I feel like I might get there eventually.
A fucking-
but right now I'm not.
Hitomi Tanaka uncensored.
Oh my God! I love Hitomi Tanashi.
She's got a lot from 2013 and 2014, just so you know. She's got a lot of uncensored.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do it. I need it in my life.
Who's that?
She's
got-
Adonis.
Big old titties. Terrible babies. But yeah, like you were saying.
Like, without censor.
I hope so. I haven't been able to find anything.
Is she real or is it like,
Buddhist?
okay, well, obviously.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
and just concentrate on the positivity. Like, you don't have to concentrate on the Christianity type thing, but look up Buddhism and the art of suffering. Look up that kind of shit.
Dude, I feel like I could excel there.
Well, the thing about Buddhism is suffering is a disease on the world put there by people with negative emotions. And if you think positively and do positive things, you reduce the amount of suffering in the world. You don't do it for a reason. You do it because.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like because.
You do it because.
Because, okay, you know what?
Because it's the way the world should be, and it's
If
the
you
way
show me
the humans
this, I
should
will
be.
get a boner, a raging boner.
Okay, now, I'm a nihilist,
fail
right?
there.
But no matter what I do or how I act or what I think or whatever I say, I can't escape the fact that I'm optimistic in everything I do.
There's a giant flash of light outside.
You should channel that positivity, man. Just instead of concentrating on the nihilism and the fact that you think God is dead, speaking as a Zen Christian, fuck God. Like, God to me isn't fucking Sky Wizard. God to me
He is Sky Wizard. That's exactly what he is.
Continue. I'm sorry, continue.
God to me is the collective consciousness of all sentient beings.
Thank you.
That is accurate, actually. It's profound.
I'm not
Nope.
trying to be profound.
I don't have a
I'm
name
not
for
trying
it,
to be
but I do
profound.
agree with you.
This is our comments in our...
Show me your vagina getting penetrated by a penis.
Oh, God. Dude, she's got to go bitties.
Let me see it.
And it's way too big.
Give it to me.
God
That
is
is not.
sentience of all things.
The collective consciousness of all sentient beings.
I haven't seen it yet.
This is an hour and a half long.
Show it to me. I want to see your vagina getting penetrated. Never seen it before.
Because it's always been censored. Right?
Because of Japan.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. Haven't seen it.
It's getting there. Be patient, guys.
It's not because I've seen this video.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Prove it. God, I wish I had a girlfriend.
Seriously.
I haven't seen it yet.
He doesn't show her.
No, she's fucking Asian.
Yeah, Japan is very strict pornographic law.
Yeah.
Well,
No
which is
penetration.
super funny because they have like
The
The
weird-
wildest form.
sex trade.
She's done a bunch of American porn though. Like, it's not hard to find. I don't know why you're so.
I
this is
literally
Steven
looked everywhere and I haven't
Remote.
found it.
Yeah, let's go.
Deghani, I'm sorry.
Let's have this in the background and just mute it.
Oh, Castlevania, I'm sorry.
Yeah, apologize to me, not Deghani, who
I
you're pointing
just
at.
did. I leaned on him and I farted towards you. Sorry. Double sorry. Sorry, swear. You
So,
muted
this
it?
is super homoerotic. I just want everyone to be aware.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It's not really. It's not like.
So there I was on Sunday night on my homeboy. You gotta remember, watching some Japanese.
Yes, she's
Yeah,
Japanese.
yeah.
What did I say the last time we were
What's her name?
here?
Hitomi?
Hey,
No, not
Tanaka.
that. Pornography. But I never understood why
Oh, here it comes.
guys get together and watch porn together.
It's
Unless
the
you're
best.
watching fucking Treasure Island.
Her face isn't that great.
No.
By any means.
It is when there's dick in the mouth.
Yeah, she's got a.
Her money is where the knockers are.
Pretty much.
Or her knockers are where the money are.
Well, seeing as that's the only thing I've seen, I can't base it off of anything else.
Focus on putting positive energy out into the world. Why?
Now I do that.
Because.
I do focus on putting positive energy out into the world, but I can't escape the fact that the world is. It's a
Don't
good thing.
escape it. Embrace it.
So here's the thing. Like, here's my whole thing.
Okay.
Do it because. How does it make you feel to be positive?
Good.
Don't worry about being.
Isn't that
It feels
really
good.
narcissistic though?
No. You're putting positive energy out into the world.
For the sake of the world?
No. After this, maybe.
How about
for
this?
the sake of the world.
For the sake of the world, you're being a good person.
Yes. It doesn't matter how everyone else is acting. That's the whole point of being selfless. You're a good person to be a good person because people should be good people and the world should be good. The more you act like that, the more people will see that there's a good person acting good and being good just because good. And the more people will be affected by that. You can't get hung up on shitty people being shitty because there's always going to be shitty people being shitty. Be good because it's good.
Regardless, you go.
I like being good.
Now you say it's selfish, but
what defines good? What makes good good and what makes
what's
bad
the golden
bad?
rule?
What makes the golden rule golden? What if the
Treat
golden
others
rule
the way
is
you want to be
nothing?
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Who made that rule? We did.
So you couldn't find it, huh?
We made that rule.
Not and totally changed porn stars.
Don't go to Pornhub, go to X videos.
I like.
Oh man, I like X videos. Try Lobster Tube as well.
X and XX is my favorite.
Oh,
What?
XXX and
Yeah.
X videos go hand in hand.
Porn Club, XOXO, Video Hunter's good.
I just want a girlfriend.
My favorite porn star is Madison Ivy.
My favorite is
And-
Holly Michaels.
Mine is Gianna Michaels.
She's dirty. I like her when I'm feeling in a dirty
Oh,
mood.
she's filthy.
So,
I like Faye Reagan.
unfortunately, she was only in the industry for like 8 months. but-
Hey, do we all want to do one?
Mandy Morbid?
Mandy Moore.
Hey, do we all do
I really
one?
like fucking Bonnie Rotten.
We'll be back
I
so we
love
can
her.
still-
She's a punk porn star.
Hell yeah. You know what else I like? Proxy.
Never seen her.
No?
I have a lifetime membership to Hey, that's my phone.
That's dangerous.
I have a lifetime membership
Typing in
to
disgusting on
Suicide
Pornhub?
Girls, so that's all I go to. I like Suicide Girls.
I can't blame you.
Yeah, but there's no penetration.
You can't blame me or can't believe
What
me.
the fuck are you watching?
Oh,
No.
okay.
Disgusting.
It might be because I've dated / slept with 3
I know
Suicide Girls.
you told me. And Dooley was like, "What the fuck, man?" Because you told us when we were doing the Surfing Santa.
Oh, was I drunk then?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I was.
Can you like skip past this?
Can you like not?
God, feet are
No, I
disgusting.
love this. Yes. Yes, get nasty.
What's
Shit on her.
disgusting foot worship of ugly woman?
Put your toe in her butthole.
What is wrong with you?
Hey, just remember,
Hobbs is pulling his inner Stanford right now. I want anal. I don't care if I'm giving it or getting it.
And we
Yeah.
can't say that.
Yes, we can. We're not at work.
You got a point.
He didn't say it at work.
Stanford.
Huh?
Where do you say it?
Who's
Hey,
Stanford?
hey, Hobbs.
hey, you can't say that.
Yes, I can.
And we can't.
And actually, the cheese in that phone was hilarious.
Deghani, can you do me a favor?
Hobbs.
Can you pass me that water? Glass of water? Glass of medicine water? Glass of solid water? I'm gonna get more water.
Did you know that there's a planet where it's a water planet, but the ocean floor is solid water? It's not ice, but it's solid water because of the pressure? God, I love science.
Yes, Kepler found that.
Yes.
Kepler, no thanks. I got
No.
it. No, I got one. Come here. I still got one. I'm good. I'm good. Beals, no, for real.
The surface is all liquid
What?
water.
I'm not taking
but
another
the
shot.
ocean floor is solid
I'm not because I'm drunk enough.
It's
I
solid,
know
but
I'm
it's
drunk
solid
enough, and
because
I
of the
appreciate
pressure.
the offer, but I'm drunk enough. Shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I gotta work tomorrow. Hey, Pennsylvania,
I thought
do
you
me
were
a
going to talk
favor.
about your roast.
Take that shot for me.
What's the point of it then?
Cause I'm already drunk.
You know, I really don't find her that attractive.
I
Who is
love
this,
Faye.
Faye Reagan?
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde.
Me and my ex-girlfriend used to watch Faye Reagan together.
It'll make you happy. You'll like her.
Sure you don't want that shot now?
No.
Yeah!
Don't.
I'm good.
Don't.
Me and her used to watch Faye Reagan together because she was a redhead. and
No,
we found
not
out
the
that-
actress. Go to xvideos.com and search for
Well, you
Olivia
spelled it
Wilde.
wrong.
It'll make you happy.
You spelled it wrong. It's Y, not W, or I.
There's no
Why?
E.
Oh man, she's cute.
There's
Nuh-uh.
no E.
She's pretty cute. I love her.
Olivia Wilde.
Can she date me?
No, it's not. You're spelling it. You're confusing him.
You're spelling my butthole.
All right. Go to xvideos.com. I'm helping you out, man. This will make you very happy.
Idios!
Ideas.
I'm an idiot.
You know, hey, does anyone know who AJ Applegate is?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's Lucy
Yeah.
Wilde.
Yeah.
She is hot.
Sorry.
Fist in that, fist in that,
That's an elbow in her butt.
fist in the pee hole.
You
Elbow
spelled
deep.
last name wrong.
Amateur. Amateur.
W-I-L-D.
There was shoulder deep in two guys' buttholes, and then I said, "Hey, where's the pizza?"
There you go. Watch the video of her doing yoga, because it's the best one.
Is she getting penetrated?
Dude, what's up with that Star Wars porn? Star Wars porn?
That's Dark Talon. I'm even turned on now.
That's a massive penis.
I'm never turned on. I'm always sad.
Hobbs, I laugh at your sadness. Dude, me too.
Oh man, my life sucks.
At least your titties. Why aren't you naked yet, bitch?
Dude, I like her.
I love disrespecting women. Unless it's my wife.
I like her. You don't, are you gonna tell me you never disrespect your wife in the bedroom?
Never have I.
That's good. That's
Never.
have I
That's
ever.
probably why you're the only person here married.
Never have I ever.
That's not true.
Never have I ever. I've done a lot of things.
We gotta put our hands up.
No, we have to drink.
Treated my ex like a queen in the
If
bedroom.
it's something
not
you've
drinking.
done.
That's why Quagmire got fucked up.
Not drinking.
Okay, Castlevania, you start. Never have I ever.
Alright.
I really don't want to start.
You start.
I'll start.
Okay, Jacobus, you start.
Never.
Hands up. Put your hands up.
Never have I ever. Titty. Done it in the butt with a girl.
Oh, I've never done that.
You only put one finger down.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, you put one finger down.
Five chances.
Oh, okay.
So wait, I
Alright.
forgot how to play this game.
If I did, then I put.
Have you ever done butt stuff?
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, butt stuff.
Wait, I put a thumb in a girl's butt. Does that count?
No,
Yeah.
it has to be penis.
Okay, penis. No penis in butt.
Alright, Deghani.
Skip.
Okay. Never have I ever come inside my girl's mouth and kissed her with it.
And what?
Oh, neither have I. That was
Oh,
disgusting.
God.
Finger down.
Thank you for not doing that, Deghani.
Oh, you guys are gross.
You guys are nasty. You nasty.
You guys are
You tried to kiss me. I was like, bitch.
Never,
You don't put your finger down because
Oh,
you
okay.
never have I ever done it.
I've
Put
done
your
it.
finger down.
Oh, put your.
You know with who,
That's
too.
not how you play the game.
Oh.
You have to say something you haven't done.
Okay, well, never mind then. Oh, well. Skip
Well,
me.
finger still down. Hobbs, good. Never have I ever come during a titty shot. I came really close, though. What? During a titty shot? What the
A
titty
tid
shot.
job. A tid job.
Ah, oh
Dude,
man,
fit folks are the best.
that's the good stuff. But never have I ever come during.
Well, that sucks for you.
Yeah,
Dude,
it does.
I didn't because I wanted to penetrate her to assert my dominance.
There you go.
Why not
See,
do-
thank you. Thank you.
do both?
Kostrzewa, you got the most experience of any of us.
I have to.
Go, Kostrzewa.
Never have you ever what? You've done it all, haven't you? Take that
I
step
don't
off
think
that
I've
door.
done it all.
Then say
Have
something
you
you
ever
haven't
taken
done.
it in the butt?
Never,
Yeah!
never has he ever wrapped a guitar string around her clitoris and played a solid, perfect E.
Wouldn't that be a C note?
I haven't done that.
Neither have I.
It has to be something from you.
Charles, your turn. No, my turn.
Let me pass.
All right, Charles, you're up.
Because now I feel bad about
You're
myself.
not passing.
God, she's
The
got
next
good
time.
butt. I want a girlfriend.
Never have I ever done it with someone on the CS desk.
Oh, I haven't done that.
I haven't done that either.
Nope.
Your turn, Judkins.
Never have I ever willfully touched another man's penis in a purely sexual manner.
Why? Wait. Neither have I. Wait. Your turn, Beals. Why do you have to justify it in a purely sexual manner? Hey,
It was
don't dissect it. Just your turn. It's your turn.
Let's just keep going, goddammit.
Yeah, you don't question. You just
You're
do.
gonna lose.
You just quietly put a finger
You're
down.
about to lose. Your turn. Never have I ever put another man's penis in my mouth.
Whoa! Okay, how far back are we going?
Beals, you ever? Never have I ever.
All right.
Beals.
That's a finger down.
What,
I
am
haven't
am I
done that.
done playing now?
I'll be
Yeah,
completely honest.
We already knew you were gonna lose, so that's okay.
God, you were so seasoned.
You're the Quagmire of the group.
Dude.
Hey, Kostrzewa, I've put a penis in my mouth before and it wasn't mine.
Dude,
I can suck my own dick. Yoga.
Okay, your turn, Beals.
No, it's my turn.
Okay, Jacobus, your turn.
Let's see. Never have I
Damn it.
ever shit on a girl's chest.
I've never done that.
Where's your hand,
Deghani?
Have you really?
No, I haven't. I got confused for a second.
Okay.
I did, but I was really.
Your turn, Deghani.
Accident. So I
I'm
laughed twice.
so sorry. Oh my god.
Okay, Deghani, your turn.
Never have you ever. This is all recorded, by the way. This is for posterity.
Fantastic.
Dude, I can't wait to listen to this.
Let the record show that I'm 30.
Dude, you're old. Come on.
I skip. I don't have anything.
God damn it, Deghani, you're getting
make
it
up
next time.
shit.
No, you can't do that.
Never have I ever come inside a girl's butthole.
Well, we've all done that.
I haven't done that.
You haven't come inside the
So
butt.
I've never been inside a
I'm done
butthole.
playing, right?
Yeah,
Go
I
again.
think we need to just have you do like
Yeah,
the
put your hand up.
Alright,
Fine.
Do we
what
do
was
out
the
of 10?
So the last,
Come in the butthole and
what was
what
yours?
was mine? Shit on girl's chest. Okay.
Jesus, you've done that! You are doing an accident and I was drunk! Alright! Oh, so I'm on your chest! You're up. I can't understand! Wait, I'm sorry, baby, I love you!
Hobbs.
Yeah, it's
your
your
turn.
It's your turn.
I said I never shit in a girl's butt. Oh man, I'm in the girl's butt.
Never have I ever slept with my wife.
Oh,
Oh, that's fucked up.
whoa! Oh my God, I want a wife so bad. Please kill me.
No, you don't.
Your turn.
Are we doing this out of 10 now?
No, just
We might as
But
well.
evidently, I just keep playing.
I'm out.
Alright, fine. Out of 10. So put up your other hand.
Okay.
Alright.
I have two. I got 7 left.
I
know
got
you were gonna win.
I got 7.
Never have I ever had my foot in a woman's vagina.
Damn it.
Me neither.
Which
I
is
saw
a does a toe count?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any part of the foot, I'm assuming. Okay.
Yep, there goes Judd.
down.
Lost one.
It was a
You're
Sierra. Never have I ever. Well, I actually have tried to blow up a girl.
Then you can't use
Then you
it.
can't use it.
Oh, my
It's
girl.
something you've never done.
Blank.
All right. Never have I ever eaten gummy worms out of a girl's butthole.
Me neither.
If you'd gone with vagina, I would have put a finger down.
Any gummy worms?
I would have.
Any gummy like material, any edible gummy food.
Okay.
What, candy?
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
It never already
Wait, candy out of any hole or butthole?
I licked a
Let's
spittle off
let's go with any kind of chewy, edible substance out of a woman's orifice.
Down to one hand.
Oh.
God,
Never have I, because I have licked cake frosting, but that is the extent of it.
Never have I ever taken whipped cream off a woman's body.
Neither have I.
First you it out for the second time.
You lose. You're a loser.
I feel bad about myself.
Is that your first
Here,
hand?
let's go out of 15. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I basically am just doing this to figure out what you haven't done.
We're trying to find your
I'm
limit.
going to keep passing, so I would love to see one that I haven't done.
Yeah.
Never have I ever slept with a horse.
Wait, it's Jacobus' turn.
That's Hobbs' answer to this one. That's a guarantee. Can't skip that one. Okay?
Thank you.
Never have I ever. That's for you, darling. God, she's naked.
Had sex with more than one person.
At the
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta specify that.
Dude, a threesome is amazing.
Ever? I've done that before. Oh my God.
Woo!
I want a girlfriend so bad. Please take me.
Church.
Never have I ever let a girl use a strap-on me.
I've never
Nope.
done that.
Oh,
Finger down?
whoa, no.
Finger up.
I have never taken it up the ass.
Never have I ever.
Judd. I'm not gonna say a damn word.
I have not. I've been offered twice, and I was like, no, thank you.
Never had a pioneer?
No, I was like, no, thank
Amateur.
you.
Never have I ever.
Oh, Greg.
That was
Let me
great.
think. Had sex with an Asian. Never have I ever had sex with an Asian.
I have never had sex with
I've
him.
never had sex with you.
Wait, no.
I almost
What?
did.
Hey, half Asian doesn't
Wait, what
count.
did you say?
Half Asian does count.
What
Because
did
she's
you say?
Asian.
Half Asian
What'd you
does
say?
not count.
Never have I
What
ever
did
had
you
sex
say?
with an Asian.
Did you or did you not?
I have not.
Really?
Good for you.
The Thai girl you slept with? On deployment? That you
Boom!
Boom! What that
I don't like to
Wow,
remember
okay, so
her.
Judd, now I don't feel bad about throwing you under the bus because we had a conversation a while back and you told me you have put something in your butt.
All right.
All right.
So that pink dildo, you remember that story I told about the pink dildo that arrived at the door?
Yes.
No!
I put that on my ass.
So yes, put a finger
How
down.
do I not know this?
You
You put a dildo in your butt.
Well,
Who else has put a dildo in
But
their
it
butt?
wasn't a woman fucking him
No,
with a strap
the
on.
question was
it was only an inch
strap on
wide.
your butt.
It was
Technically
not strap on.
speaking, strap on is a little
Why?
too.
Well, it was here, and I wanted to try it, and I threw it away afterwards because it did not feel good.
I would assume
Okay.
not.
No, it doesn't.
But yes, I had that
Dude,
flesh
I want
lube.
something in my butt. You all have. I want to try it.
I haven't.
Maybe it'll be good.
It feels
I
like a
took the.
It feels like a big poop.
If it feels like a poop, I would love it. 'Cause I love pooping.
Listen.
It's
Not
a-
the prostate,
it's
but
a-
it's called the prostate, and I just want to let you know.
Woo!
Yep.
Woo!
No,
Feeling your prostate flex?
wrong. I felt awful.
Did you get it to your prostate?
Dude, that thing was 6 inches long, and it was up to
Yeah,
the
you ate it off?
her balls.
You went past the prostate, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is, but judging from the pornography, it doesn't matter how long it is with the butthole. It has to do with the girth. And I'll tell you, all of that girth was not enjoyable at all, because I was in that bathtub right in there.
Yes,
I'm stuck a dildo on my ass.
I showered in the bathtub. I showered. What are you stuck things up your butt? High five! Dude, Judkins, give me one high five right here.
Fuck you.
No,
Fuck you.
that's cool. When I started, I'm here. I want to high five you.
Let it be publicly known. Yes, fine. You know that same one I was talking about with Lane, where he was like, "Yeah, the fucking freaky girl."
Judkins, just high five me.
You weren't the only person to put your finger down.
There were quite a few in
There
there.
were quite a few.
I was thinking about it, and I could never get to it, but I think I might eventually.
I stuck my finger on my butt.
We were all five at one point.
We're all drunk and we're all gay. We're all sticking fingers up our butt. Oh my God! Let the orgy begin! Oh, fuck yeah! We're all gay! You're gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay! Whoa! I'm not gay. You guys are all gay. Let's go home.
You know what he's gonna do tonight after?
He's gonna stick with him.
He's gonna take a really long shower.
So apparently we're all gay.
Whose turn is it?
Anyway, hey, wait.